Well, guys, start off by saying it's a little windy. I'm sorry if it messes up the sound here, but Trump won, right? I believe he's the first president in a while that has won the popular, or first Republican president has won the popular and the electoral college vote in a long time. I think Bush second was the last one to do it. Guys, what do you think? Do you think he's going to do everything he says he's going to do? Do you think we're going to see mass deportation? Do you think he's going to cut all funding off to the wars that are going on? Do you think he's going to put a stop to the war in the Middle East and a stop to the war in Ukraine and Russia? I mean, he said he's going to do it, right? Do you think he's going to do it? The mass deportation, I think he'll get a few of them deported, then somebody will sue, and that'll throw it up in the courts, and it'll be tied up in courts for years, right? I don't think he could come in and do a mass deportation. Now, I'm saying he needs to do it, but I think he's going to be fought trying to do it, right? You know, there's a lot of illegals here right now. We're getting them in our area here in a small town of Alabama, just south of me. They've done had it on the news about buses bringing them in and things like that. So they're starting to reach out into the rural areas, right? Guys, illegal immigrants, I don't have a problem if you come over here legally, because I know people that has been here for 10 years that come over the right way. They've done everything they can do, and they still haven't got to be a legal immigrant here in the United States, or a legal citizen, my bad. And these other ones, they're, guys, we're in a mess with illegal immigration. Bad. The main thing we're in a mess about, too, is our funding, right? $750 to the people up here in North Carolina, or who was affected by the hurricane. But yet we can send billions to Ukraine. And who remembers when I first brought up that we had passed a funding package to go to Ukraine right when the war kind of started over, and I told everybody some of it has to, they're paying the retirement of their employees over there, and people told me I was crazy. Well, they are. They're paying their retirement, they're paying their police force, their firefighters. We're paying it. I keep saying they, but we're paying it, right? It's got to the point of where we need to cut off all funding until we can fix our problems here in the United States. It's plain and simple. Trump runs on Make America Great Again, and I said we need to make Americans first again. That's where we need to be. We need to cut all foreign aid off, all foreign funding. I don't care if you're sitting there saying you're eating, you don't know what you're talking about. If we can send billions and billions of dollars, I don't care if there is some kind of agreement where we're supposed to protect Ukraine, right? Sorry, guys, I'm sweating a little bit. Y'all know me, it's above 60, I'm sweating. But we can send billions over there, but we can't take care of our own people here in the United States. We can't. Can't. And I've said it before, the people in North Carolina, they got destroyed up there, right? And the bad thing about it is some of them were preppers. Yeah, and they lost all their preps. Now, you had some that was able to hold on to their preps, and they did pretty good. But to be put in a situation like that where you have to depend on the government to help, that's very bad. Very bad. But when everybody in the community loses everything, it's outside people like you and I that help the people out. But yet, our government, here you go, here's your $750. Don't get me wrong, $750 when you've lost everything, it's a little bit, right? But we can pay for a firefighter over in Ukraine his salary. That's not right. That is not right. I hope Trump comes in. He does a mass deportation, and I'm talking if there's 8 million of them here, I hope he gets all 8 of them, all 8 million of them. Which we know that's not going to happen. He might get a few, but then it'll turn around. It's going to wind up in court, and he's going to get sued. And everything he tries to do, they're going to sue him. Some of you are going to say, well, they got control of everything. All it takes is one person to file a lawsuit, and then they're off and running with it, right? I hope he does what he says he's going to do, but I'm also not naive enough to know that he can do everything that he says he's going to do, because there's stuff in play where he can't do that. Our economy, is it going to pick up? We're going to start drilling again. We're going to start, gas prices are going to drop. I'm going to be honest with you. Gas prices should be back down to where they was pre-pandemic. I've always told people, go back and look at price per barrel and look at the price per gallon. Some of you can say you can't do it like that. I'm just a simple man. That's a simple way to look at it. We've got into the greed stat. That's what it is. It's pure greed from these companies. Our grocery prices, I told you, he might get them down 25 cents, but they're not going to go back down to the way they was before the pandemic, because these companies have learned, hey, these people will complain but still buy at this price. But if we go up here, they'll quit buying. So they're staying right in that area where people will complain, but they'll still buy. That's what they're doing. And it's bad that Americans have to be at a point to where the only way we could fix this is not buy nothing for 90 days, right? But we can't do it. Everybody is not capable of doing that because you're just not capable. Right now, you're having to work 2, 3, 4 jobs just to pay your bills, and you're having to choose between your medicine. You know, am I going to pay the power bill on time? Well, I might need to let my car go back, or I need to let my insurance. You know what I'm talking about? It's bad everywhere, and for the senior citizens, it's worse. You all the time hear, well, they got a raise on their Social Security, right? Let me tell you how that works. My mom and dad, or my dad's on Social Security, and a lot of people in my family's on Social Security. They're in their 70s. You get a raise, right, every year. Well, guess what goes up? Your insurance goes up and eats that raise up. So you're not making no more. We're at a point right now where Trump coming in, is it going to fix everything in America? No, it's not. We are too far gone to fix this. Is it going to give us a little more head above water for a little bit? Maybe. But prices coming back down to pre-pandemic prices, I don't see that happening. You know, his wanting to put tariffs on imported goods and stuff, I get where he's coming from, that they should have to pay more. But you know that's going to raise the prices when we go buy it, right? And sometimes all somebody can afford is go to the Dollar Tree or to Walmart and get cleaning liquids or something that's under $2 because they can't afford to pay the $8 to $10 for the good name brand stuff, right? Guys, I hope we get in a little better situation, but there's a lot of stuff going to have to change, and we voted him in. Now we really need to keep him on track to do what he says, right? You also got to stop and think. Last time he was going to throw Hillary in jail if he was president, and then immediately after they were buddies, right? Guys, a lot of this politics is smoke and mirrors, professional wrestling. You know, we're going to fight in front of you. When we get back here in the back, we're going to drink a beer and put our arm around each other. So I am surprised that there's not mass chaos going on right now everywhere, but we haven't made it all the way through the inauguration. Maybe it'll happen then, maybe it won't. But really pay attention to the Middle East, because I think the Middle East is going to start heating up, because we know Trump, he wants to take Iran out, right? So maybe they'll hold off till he gets inaugurated, but I don't see that happening. It's still very strange to me how Iran and Israel and all of them will tell each other, we're going to strike you Friday at 4 o'clock and we're going to send 200 drones. And this is the area we're sending them. It's very strange to me. It almost looks like it's a play, right? Like you're watching a movie or something and everybody knows what's going on. Let me know what you think on that, though. Do you think Iran and Israel is going to heat up? Do you think Ukraine's really going to start pushing now? They're going to push harder? Or is Russia going to push harder because everybody thinks, Trump's going to come in and put an end to that war? Let me know your thoughts on this video. Still keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, the only person can do it. Guys, it's a little windy. Maybe we'll get a good deer set today. I don't care if I see a deer or not. I just like being in the woods. Some of y'all are the same way. I am the most calm in my life when I'm in the woods. So maybe the property deal we were talking about the other day still hasn't been settled. I still hadn't signed anything saying I'd give them the extension, but I'll keep y'all updated on that. But guys, stay safe. Keep prepping. We won. Now let's see if we get everything done that he says he's going to get done. I think it's going to be a long, hard fight in the court system. Stay safe.